and he's like a mafia hitman, his ghost, and he's angry. What's the matter? Why are you just staring at me like that?
Princess Corey. I saw who I thought was Kennison. I was in the original room.
Yeah.
Okay, so I went. I had like a 12:45 spot in the original room. It's Saturday night. This is the old days. The place is hopping. I hear a voice in the main room. There's a show going on in the main room on a Saturday night. I walk up, and it's sold out. I know Mitzi's in her chair in that booth there.
Oh yeah, back in the day.
I didn't go in. I stayed in the hallway. But something, when I was looking at the comic, so the main room is that TV. The main room stage is that TV. I'm in the hallway. Something kept blocking the light from the belly room that was shining on the wall. So every time I would watch, something would block it. And I finally go, what the fuck is this? And I stepped back and I looked up. And what I saw was...
What'd you see, dude?
I don't want to say this.
No, you have to.
What I saw was a guy look at me, but before I could see his face or what he had in his head, he threw a cape over. Whoa. And he went into the belly room.
That was Gus, dude.
And
that
I
ain't no
said-
Sam Kinison.
And I was like, Jesus Christ. I finally saw my first ghost at the store. That's it. It's done.
So Gus wears a top hat and a cape?
Now, Princess Corey has
Don't doubt it, dude.
Princess Corey has
it's
a story
amazing.
about getting fucked up at the store and going into the main room when it was dead. You know, when we first started there was no main room shows, comedy chaos on Tuesday.
Yeah, it was
Skylar Stone on Thursday. It was
from Friday and Saturday was open, but during
Open.
every night, other night was
it was
completely
dead.
dark,
Completely dark.
closed down.
Oh, Tuesday.
Oh, they had
Tuesday.
Black Night.
Black Night.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
besides that, it was completely dead. Princess Corey told me a story one day. She was on the up and up. Her and I were eating like lunch or something. And she told me that's the first time she told me. She goes, oh, this place is definitely fucking haunted. And I go, what are you talking about? And she goes, one night I got really fucking hammered. And I figured I'd go into the main room and fall asleep in one of the booths. She goes, I just wanted to, she goes, I figured I'd nap for an hour, sleep it off, and wake up. She goes, I was awakened to fucking ballroom music.
Whoa.
Blasting in the comedy store.
It's creepy.
And she said she popped her head up and the whole main room stage was people dancing with top hats and jackets on, like just dancing. And that she got
Like
up
the
and
Shining
ran out.
style?
Yeah, and set the alarm off.
Whoa.
Cops came, you know, the manager at the store came at the time. She was the talent coordinator at the time. This was before Freddie, I think. God rest his soul. And she goes that the cops came, they couldn't find nothing. But I have been out in that lot many a night. Again, in those days, I was on some type of drug. So I cannot. The night I was watching the main room show, I was not on drugs. I was still had a spot, so I did not do cocaine yet. So what I saw that night, I saw.
Yeah.
I've seen two ghosts in my life. I saw a ghost at the comedy store, and I saw a ghost when I was about 4 in a building in New York
You
City.
remember that?
Always.
4.
Yes. I still remember what I felt like. I still remember telling my mother the confusion that I had, and I still remember my mother asking me the story over and over and over again like a cop to make sure I wasn't fucking crazy. And then when I moved into 3515 Gibbonette Terrace, there was a time when I got out of Catholic school, I couldn't stay in that house, Bobby Lee.
Yeah.
I couldn't stay in that house at night.
Yeah.
Bobby, I'm a big boy. You know me. You know I'm the type of guy I love to be independent. When I got out of Catholic school, my mom had a bar.
Yeah.
So that meant basically I had the house to myself at nights. What 12-year-old kid doesn't want a house to himself with cable TV?
Every night.
Every kid wants a house to himself. I would go home at night. My mother would cook dinner. I would eat dinner with her. She'd leave to the bar. I would do my homework, watch Get Christy Love, whatever show was popular in those days. Go up to my room about 10 o'clock, put the air on, go to sleep. And within 20 minutes, I'd be awoken by something. Bobby, leave this one on for fucking a year. That I couldn't sleep. I would fucking test toward, and I would feel something. And one night I said, I can't do this no more. There's something in this fucking house. And I remember telling my mother, and my stepfather, and people, they're like, you're crazy, you're watching too many horror movies. And I fucking started living with a family. I would just go to their house at night. I played basketball with the kids, and the parents didn't have a fucking clue who was in their couch at night.
So you just because you couldn't sleep?
I would go to my mother's bar, stay at my mother's bar till 9, do homework, eat dinner with my mother, and then go to 26th Street in Central. They were a Puerto Rican family named the Torreses, and I was son with Jose Torres, Papo. And I'd go to his room, we'd watch TV, and nobody would know I was even sleeping in his house. I'd get up in the morning, brush my teeth, comb my hair, and go to North Bergen school. So I would stay in Union City and go to school in North Bergen. The fucking point of the story is that after my mother died, and I found her dead and the whole thing, I found out an interesting fucking story. Some people came over after my mom died, and they said, we're really sorry about your mom's death. And they said, you know what? We never liked this house anyway. We thought about buying this house. But you know why this house sold for cheap? Because somebody hung themselves in the garage.
Whoa.
And right there, I knew that all my premonitions that I had, I would hear it, Bobby Lee. I'm not a retard. I'm not a fucking idiot, Bobby Lee. I know what I see, and I know what I feel. I would feel somebody going up the steps. Wow. That's what I would feel. People running up the steps or running down the steps.
Now, the person that killed himself, were they white?
I had no idea.
You have to know that shit. You have to know that shit.
Probably New Jersey, you would think so, right?
I thought he hung himself. For years, I heard the rumor. Because after, like, my mother died, they buried her. And these people who had lived on the block, I knew, like, I wasn't friendly with them.
Yeah.
They came that day and were like, we looked at this house first. It was like $10,000 cheaper.
Yeah.
But somebody killed themselves in the garage. So they said that he hung himself. And then I told somebody, and they came back to me. They go, well, nah, we did some looking. The guy was one of those guys that closed the garage.
Ooh.
And put the fucking
The
thing
car
in.
on?
The car on. So anytime I go back to that house, like when Lee and I shot the documentary, I could feel that house. Like I was thinking about buying that house.
But
it's
still there.
I'm buying that house.
It's still there, yeah.
It's still there, and I'm thinking of going back to North Bergen and saying, what do you want for this house? And offering them $20,000 more. Gutting that house. Gutting it from A to Z. Gutting it. Cleaning out the outside. I know there's shit in the yard. I know there's weapons hidden in the yard. My stepdad.
You think they're still there?
I know they're still there.
Yeah.
I hit a gun in 85th Street. I know it's still there. Whenever I talk to the people, I go, did you motherfuckers ever find that gun? They're like, where did you put it?
Yeah.
I said, by the garage. It had to be like 3 feet in. But there's something about 3515 Gibbon Terrace that's always bothered me. Still till today.
Wow.
My mother died there. I found her in the kitchen. You know, what that house had become.
Well, who lives there now?
A family. When me and Lee were there.
An older Hispanic family,
They
right?
were older family, but they had it since
Who's
my
Lee?
mother died. Lee. His name is
nice
Lee.
to meet you.
That's Bob. That's Lee.
You are Lee, huh?
Yes.
That's my bad, dude.
No worries.